Shalom, yeah, once again, giving all praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
So breaking news, breaking news. This broke maybe yesterday or the other day. Trump got found guilty with 34 counts, 34 felonies. So we're gonna see how that develops. But Trump, he's crazy, he's bold. He cursed out the judge, so you know he's going to jail.
You think so?
Yeah, because I believe that the penalty was either like a year probation or something like that, or 4 years in jail. So I mean, if you're cursing out the judge like that, in theory, they're gonna punish you to the full extent. In theory.
I was watching something years ago. It was some political pundit or something. It was like it's not wise to arrest former U.S. presidents because it's just not a good look on the country as itself as a whole. So they said that's why they'll never convict a former U.S. president.
They just did though.
Yeah. I mean, like as in just serving jail time. I can't see Trump serving any jail time. A year of probation, yeah, that's probably what'll happen.
I don't want him to go to jail. I want him to be president.
Yeah.
I really do. Let's get this ball rolling.
He lines up with us. He on our team, so to speak.
And you know what? A lot of black people are supporting him now.
Yeah.
Like people that wasn't messing with him in 2016, they flipped the script. So look how that works.
But there wasn't people that didn't want him in there. It wasn't really grounded on anything. They just didn't want him in there. They just wanted a Democrat in there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really based in nothing really.
So you got a precept?
Yeah, let's go to Deuteronomy. I'll start the 22nd verse. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 22. It says, "For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischief upon them, I will spend mine arrows upon them." And that's talking about, destruction.
ICBM missiles.
Right. It says, "They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of the serpents of the dust."
Right, so Babylon the Great has a great destruction coming to it. There's nobody that can stop that. So all these people that think that the election is a factor in whether or not they're going to have a prosperous life, I mean, they're delusional.
It says, "The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young men and the virgin, the suckling also with the men of gray hairs." And that's everybody. Nobody's going to be able to escape. From young to old, everybody's going to get it.
Yeah, and I just heard the news that NATO is invading the Ukraine. They got forces over there. Which that's what they didn't want. Because, Russia's not a part of NATO or the EU. So the whole point of Russia being down there in Ukraine is to take over the land and occupy it. So NATO and the US are starting a monkey wrench in that operation. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think this is all going to lead to?
Right.
You also can't forget what's going on in that land over there, that geographical area over there. Not gonna be careless with my tongue, because you know how it is up here on YouTube.
It's Putin. He looks at it as if America's gonna help them, then that means you're on the side with them.
Which they've been doing. They've been aiding and abetting their enemy.
Right.
So really, that's an act of war in and of itself, right there. Some experts say that World War III has already started. I can see that. Or if not, we're seeing the beginning of World War III.
Yeah.
What it's going to lead, what it's ultimately going to lead to, which is the War of Armageddon and the destruction of Babylon the Great.
Yeah, we're definitely witnessing the onslaught. You know, a major war like World War I or World War II, it doesn't just happen overnight. It's something that just gradually takes place until, you know, countries are warring with each other.
Right, and when you look at history, World War I and World War II was going on for what, a year or two before the U.S. got involved.
Right.
It took time. But one thing we do know is that, what is it, Joel chapter 3?
Right.
Let's get Joel chapter 3. One thing we do know is that war is gonna take place in the Middle East.
Start at the top. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring against the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
So stop right there. That's a lot to unpack right there. So World War III is synonymous with the salvation of the nation of Israel. So as soon as that happens, it better really. You know, some people think that it's going to be the end of all things, the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. It's going to be neutral zones. So the place where the Israelites are scattered, which is mainly in America, you know, they're going to be the ones that get delivered from the destruction. Because remember, there's going to be neutral areas and zones. So that land of Jehoshaphat, which is a Hebrew word, it means Yahweh-Shaphat, the Most High judgment. That area is over there in the Middle East, the Levant.
Says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Yes, slavery, captivity.
Says ye, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
Yeah, and these are African nations that had a hand in our downfall. Okay.
Says, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Return the recompense upon your own head. So all the wrong that's been done against the nation of Israel is gonna be taken into account. The Most High is gonna make it right. How is he gonna make it right? It's by putting us in the leadership role. Because that's what it's gonna take. For this world to really clean up, be in a better state, we just gotta take over.
Yeah, the earth itself needs new management. The 5th, Joel 3 and 5, says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my godly pleasant things, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
The Grecians is another word for Edomites. Okay? So we all know the history of the triangular slave trade. So that's what this is talking about.
It says, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
So the Most High is going to raise up his elect out of America, and also throughout the four corners of the earth, because the Israelites are scattered.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it.
So believe it or not, when we get into power, we're going to be selling the Edomites off to the African nations.
They're our booty. You know, that's how it is. The spoils of war. You take everything that your enemy has.
So that's the absolute worst race that you can be a part of right there. The nation of Edom.
Continue.
Yeah.
The Joel 3:9 says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
And that's what we're doing. I mean, we're lifting up that banner, like it says in Jeremiah. We're telling everybody what's getting ready to happen to Babylon.
Right.
What's getting ready to happen to this place. It's destruction.
This is like what we're doing right now. This is what the Lord commanded us to do. He didn't command us to go out, get weapons, store weapons, and try and take this man down on our own accord. We just go out, do the work, feed the sheep, and Lord's will, when we return, we're found worthy in his eyes. He saves us out of here.
Which is the way things is looking. We're on the cusp. Like, it's close. I mean, I'm curious to see what's going to happen come October, come November.
Right.
But you know, there's always that hype leading up to that event that's going to take place. You know, people start saying, well, what side are you on? Who are you voting for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People start getting into arguments.
This is the 10th verse. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
In other words, start investing into war. Because you know what happened during the time of World War II? They started salvaging certain metals, certain products, and putting that towards the war. So that's what these nations are going to do. They're going to start shifting their focus towards war.
Mobilizing. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Let the weak say I am strong. Because now, it's an even level playing field. Because it's not just the U.S. that has weapons of mass destruction. It's also countries like Russia. Who else?
China. They call that mutually assured destruction.
Right.
It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yeah, because that's where it's going to take place. It's the valley of Jehoshaphat. The war of Armageddon. It's going to start off in the Middle East. It may even end there, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, that's where it escalates when they push the button and they start shooting missiles down on the, Babylon the Great, America. So I mean, we gotta see how it plays out.
Put 13th verse says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decisions.
The valley of decisions.
It says, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord Yahweh will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
Right, the heavens and the earth will shake. Let's talk about when the destruction takes place. When the missiles get launched, that's when the elect are gonna have to receive salvation. And then from there, we're gonna be looking down, assuming we're of the elect, we're gonna be looking down from a bird's eye view, right, at the destruction of Babylon, which is also referred to as a lake of fire that John spoke about. So we're gonna be praising the Most High. We'll be like, yo, we finally made it. This is it. It's over.
Right.
Like this nightmare is over. And then from there, that's when we're gonna have to go around the world, shackling up the elites, rounding them up, and then we have to rebuild the world.
Right.
Build up the kingdom.
Well, that word. It says, so shall ye know that I am the Lord Yahweh, your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. Listen.
You got 3 seconds? That was a lot to unpack right there.
Go to Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 1. It says, unto the angel of the church of Ephesus, write, these things saith he that holdeth the 7 stars in his right hand, who walketh in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks. I know thy works, and thy labor, and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil. And thou hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and hast found them liars. Yeah, and you see that a lot, especially now, the times we're living in. False prophets rising up now, spitting just madness. A bunch of doctrines that don't make any sense.
Yeah, you got Israelite groups out there that still have yet to declare that the MOTB is the Quran.
Right. That's a major prophecy.
Like, remember that documentary / it's really a movie, a short movie, that I sent you, that Priest Daniela produced? And that was about the Quran. So if he knows what it is, then what's up with these other camps? Because he's an original member of One West. But yet you have other original members that still don't see it.
I think they see it. They're just willfully ignorant. Like it's so simple. It's so plain. It's like they're straining at a net. The third verse, it's Revelation 2 and 3, and has borne and has patience, and for my name's sake has labored and has not fainted. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love.
Yeah, thou hast left thy first love. So you got some dudes that wax worse and worse, They switch up the doctrine. Not only do they not teach that the Quran is the MOTB, You got others that say that salvation is for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
They're not in accordance with the scriptures at all. I even heard, I forgot who said it, but they was like, Judah is Esau and Esau is Judah. I'm like, what?
I mean, at that point, you could have just stayed in the world and just remained a Christian.
So that's how you know it's like a hustle. They got a congregation. It's not like he's just saying this amongst himself. You got other people that's con and believe in him.
You're no different from a Christian at that point.
Going way off.
You just have an Israelite twist to it.
Right.
That's
You
what
know who the Edomites are and the fate that they have. Why you want to take that upon yourself?
Right. And this truth was so prolific when I first heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. When I was bouncing around camp hopping, I would listen to the IUIC. And one thing I always took away from them is that they always said the word Christ. They never said like Yahushua like the other camps. They never said it in Hebrew. So I was like, why don't they say that? It sounds like they're like Christians. You know what I'm saying? So I never really liked that about them. Christ this, Christ that. When you come into the truth, you have to understand the importance of the name.
Right.
The names, Yahweh and Yahushua. That's part of the doctrine.
Revelation 2 and 5 says, remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent.
Yeah, so certain people don't get their acts together, the Most High's gonna blow out their candlestick.
It's like blanket, a gorilla Hebrew, what's his name again? Alizar, right. He said that Elder Apostle Tahar is hating on Bishop Nate. It's not hate, rebuking him and let him know he's going off, because Nate, he's a repeat offender. He constantly going off.
I mean, I can see why people say that or think that, because the apostles do talk about the IUIC a lot. But like you said, it's really rebuke.
Yeah, because they constantly going off. If they was preaching the right doctrine, nobody would say anything.
And you got to remember, they personally knew the guy.
Right.
You know, they came up together in the school.
You can tell, like, Elder Apostle Tahar, it's like, you know, he wants Nate to make it. He wants him to repent, you know? It's like he has a soft spot for him. Revelation 2 and 6 says, but this thou hast, that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
You're in Revelation chapter 2, right?
Yeah.
Jump down to 25, verse 25.
I just finished this verse. There's a seventh verse. It says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of the Most High.
The tree of life, that sounds familiar. That sounds like what we read in Genesis, the book of Genesis. So it's like, when it's all said and done, when destruction happens, and the kingdom of heaven is established on earth, it's going to be like we're in the Garden of Eden again. It's going to be paradise.
Right.
Because our land is going to be inhabited by us. It's going to be rebuilt. You understand?
We'll have complete sovereignty to do whatever we want to do on it. You know, in righteousness, of course. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
So we're supposed to hold fast unto this truth, this doctrine, this knowledge that we have until Yahushua comes. Because this is going to be the only thing that keeps us stable as times get worse and worse.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
Right, so we're going to get the power in the kingdom. Complete power over the world.
Even as I received of my Father, and I will give him.
Wait, even as I received of the Father. So the power that Yahushua got from the Most High Yahweh, we're going to get that power as well. And part of the power that Yahushua got was the spiritual power. Like he really did have superpowers. Back when he walked the earth over 2,000 years ago, he had superpowers. Changed water into wine, walked on water. And the scriptures say that there was many other miracles that he performed, but they just weren't recorded. They weren't written down.
And he also defeated death,
Yep.
just like we will. You know, if you're of the elect. The 28th verse says, and I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. I got something. This is Matthew 24, and I'll start at the 10th verse. I'll read it fast. It says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Now let's focus in on that word false prophet. So you got a lot of false prophets out there. Not just people that are in this Israelite thing in the truth. But you also have to remember that you got the Christian church, Roman Catholic church, you have Islam as well, you know? But the point is, yeah, you have false prophets. People that say things that are going to come to pass, but they don't come to pass, or they keep spewing out their wrong understanding of what the scriptures are. You know what I'm saying? That can make you a false prophet as well.
But you got some Christian pastors, you know, they may be sincere in what it is they're teaching, but nonetheless, it's false.
Yeah, they might really teach what they're teaching with conviction.
Right.
They really believe that they're right. And they getting money off of it too.
Right.
So to them it's a win-win. But for us, it's like the world looks at us as like we're crazy, we don't know what we're talking about, or we're poor, you know what I'm saying? Nobody listens to y'all. But we know that we're correct. We know that we have the truth. I mean, just take a look at what's going on in the news.
Right.
And then we can connect it to prophecy.
They don't do that in the Christian church. You never see a pastor confounding the Israelite. Read it again. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Again, that's what it's all about, enduring to the end, you know. You got to finish the race. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. That's it. You got something?
Second Ezra 14 and 10.
This is Second Ezra, chapter 14, verse 10. For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old.
Yeah, and that could be twofold. This is dealing with how old the world or the earth actually is, and then also the world of Israel, man. We're just tired out here. You know what I'm saying? We've really just been existing within this captivity, you know.
It says, for the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
Yep, so we're setting our houses in order. We're getting ourselves ready for what's getting ready to happen on earth.
And these words are only going to be comforting to the elect.
only the elect of Israel. And sometimes it's hard to believe that you're really gonna have 12,000 each tribe. When you take a look at the state of our people, I mean, just take a look at 10 tribes.
Right.
I mean, compared to the Northern Kingdom, I mean, compared to the Southern Kingdom, they're the most idolatrous, nation, I guess you could say, or tribes that you could really come across.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they got that heavy Jesus demon.
Just as I said that, they start preaching that Christianity
You know,
in Spanish. See how that works? So it's like we're supposed to get across to those type of people. See, some of our people, they're just so far gone that they're just gonna have to get destroyed and just come back in another life. That's why I believe that the 144,000 is gonna be scattered down the 4 point of whatever.
Yeah,
Or you
sure.
think it's solely gonna come out of America?
I think the large majority will.
Yeah.
But it's definitely gonna come from other lands too.
Yeah. Because it's like being in America is gonna be like trying out for the NBA, trying out for the NFL. You gotta be nice to make it. You can't just be
Lukewarm.
you can't just be lukewarm, or you can't just be a low level person, a low vibrational person. Only the elect are gonna get saved. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
And not like there's gonna be leftovers here in America. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not gonna work like that.
Right.
You're either gonna get delivered or you're gonna get destroyed. There's no in between. And I don't give a damn if you invested into a doomsday bunker. That's only gonna work for you, but to a certain extent.
And let's be real. Ain't no Israelite got a doomsday bunker. We can't afford it.
I heard you could buy one for like 20,000, 30,000, but looking at it, like it doesn't even work.
That just sounds shoddy.
That shit don't work.
I wouldn't trust it. It's not even the
Right,
price
and
of
do
a
you
car.
really want to test that theory? Do you really want to test to see if your doomsday bunker works?
Right.
Because these ICBM missiles, they've never been used before. I mean, you've had the atomic bomb going back to World War II, and that's nuclear to some degree, but it's not the same level as an ICBM missile or a hypersonic missile. It's way more powerful.
It's not like it's only gonna be just one. It's gonna be multiple. It's
Yeah.
gonna destroy a whole country.
Yeah, where does it say that, where it says that the missiles is going to be in the millions? It says that in Revelation.
You did our research. This is John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world. This is Yahushua speaking. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And I know I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father. Keep thou thine own names, those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are one. This is talking, and Yahushua is strictly talking about the elect here. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. And you see, none of them were lost. So throughout your, whatever life that you're in, even throughout your past life, Lord's will, this is the last, time we'll be here in Babylon. You was living out your lot as a prophet.
What do you mean the last time? This is going to be the last time.
Yeah, last time. It says, well, like I'm not trying to have children down the line and one of them are going to be, doing the work. I can't see that.
Yeah, the scriptures, as a matter of fact, I'll just get it. Matthew 24 and 34. Read that.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
Right. So what are the things that are supposed to be fulfilled? Prophecy. All right. And Yahweh Shai said that this generation will not pass. So wait a minute. So does that mean that you got people that are walking this earth and that are 2,000 years old? Obviously not. So that means that that generation that won't be Yahweh Shai back then is back here today in the reincarnation or regeneration. Because your spirit never dies. It just goes into another body later on. It could take years. You know, it could take 2 generations, 3 generations.
Found that scripture you looking for?
Yeah, I got it. Revelation 9 and 16. Matter of fact, you gotta get the context on that. Start at the 14th verse.
We'll start at 13. This is Revelation 9 and 13. It says, and the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High, saying, to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men.
So the 3rd part of man is talking about Esau. Because you got the sons of men, the sons of the wicked, and you got the sons of God, which the Israelites will be classified as the sons of God, and the other nations will be classified as the sons of men. And Esau will be classified as the sons of the wicked, the sons of the wicked.
It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
Right, so the horseman is a representation of power. That's where you get the term horsepower from. You see? So read that part again.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
So 200,000. Mind you, this is speaking about the missiles. This is how John described the missiles. So we're talking in the millions. The amount of warheads that there are, the amount of missiles. It's gonna be so much that it's gonna turn this place into a giant wasteland.
That's the point, or continue?
Yeah, that's the point. As a matter of fact, finish up to the 17th verse.
It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the head of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that an actual physical lion can just spit fire? No, this is poetic. It's written in like a parabolic form. So this is all metaphorically talking about the missiles.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
I got you. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 10. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas.
Wait, where you at? 17?
18 and 10.
I was thinking about that.
It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
So it's only going to take 1 hour for the Most High to completely destroy this place.
And that goes to show you the power of the missiles. It's going to destroy a whole country in 1 hour.
Probably take less than that. Less than an hour. But you know how Jake is. You know, Jake likes to. When he said one time, like, yeah, we gonna be here at 2 o'clock.
Around there.
2 o'clock around there. But really, we're gonna be a little bit late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 2
You
o'clock.
gotta give yourself some comfort time, some wiggle room.
2 o'clock is 2:30.
See, that's how Jake is. So the Most High, he's probably really gonna destroy this place in less than an hour.
It's possible. At the end of the day, it's him that's controlling the missile.
Because when he comes back with his son, he's gonna mean business. Because you gotta think about it. I mean, Yahweh made promises to us. He said he was gonna come back. We're still waiting on our brother to come back. He said when we're in the kingdom, we're gonna drink together. So that's a prophecy right there in and of itself, right? We're gonna drink wine with the Lord. So this is a great day that we've been anticipating and that we've been waiting on for years and years. So when it finally happens, it's just gonna be like the end of the nightmare, the end of the movie. Like the chapter you're reading, when you start off at the first verse, that's like it cutting straight to the end, skipping straight to the end. All right, Babylon's destroyed. This is it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want to do. I'm tired of this. I really just want to skip to the end.
Yeah, oftentimes I find myself like, yo, I'm over this shit.
That's why we want Trump to get back in office. Because I was talking to somebody in real life. He said he thinks it's going to be blood that's going to be shed whether he wins or whether he loses.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that makes sense. Because who's his competition? Biden?
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. You see the state of the world right now. He ain't the answer. You already know Trump ain't the answer.
That's what really leads me to believe, like, yo, this is it.
That's why I can't wait to see what's gonna happen within the next 6 months.
Like, yo, this is it.
Like, what's gonna happen in November, in December, in January? Because this is pivotal. This is a pivotal time that we're living in.
Right. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right. So that's talking about the destruction and the aftermath. Now it said it's become the habitation of birds, right? So what does it say? I think it's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 20. Get that one real quick.
The 13 is one.
Yeah. Let's get a quick precept. Because the same thing that John saw, Isaiah saw. They just wrote about it in their own manner, their own style. But we can link up these precepts from the old prophets and then go to the New Testament.
I'm going to start at 19. It's Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
We already know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, how it got burned up with fire and brimstone. So the way that the Most High is going to burn Babylon the Great is with the ICBM missiles, man. Like we keep stressing. And also from the chariots of the Lord.
Right.
Like what does it say in Isaiah chapter 66 and 15, I believe? Get that real quick.
This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many.
Right. Now go back to where you was at before.
This is Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall their shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there.
So America's going to be turned into a giant desert, a wasteland. Remember you seen Fallout, that show Fallout. You seen how they was living in there. You know, there's like barely any greenery, no trees. Everything is polluted and tainted from the radiation.
That's what Revelation 18 is really talking about. It's like talking about the fallout.
Yeah, the aftermath.
Go back, that was there on that, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Back to Revelation 18 and 3. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So the kings of the earth have committed fornication with America. So it is said. In other words, they adopted America's principles, values, and political ideologies. They even took money from America. So these other nations, man, that were in debt with America, in a way, they're going to be mourning once that day comes. Because then they're going to be looking at each other like, yo, we just lost our biggest money maker. Why do you think America is referred to as Babylon the Great, the great whore that sits upon many waters? When you take a look at real life, a whore is like a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? That you pay and have transaction payment.
Again.
It's also known as the virgin daughter of Babylon, because America really got its start from Great Britain. It's a byproduct of Great Britain. So the reason why it's referred to as a virgin is because it's never really been touched by a great major war.
Right.
We had World War I, World War II, but what destruction really took place on this soil?
Right. Nothing's ever touched America's soil. Read it again. So Revelation 18 and 3 says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Yeah, because you really get at like these other America doesn't really produce anything. It's like we outsource everything from other countries. So when America is completely destroyed, these other nations are going to be looking afar off, like, how are we going to make money? Or, what's next? What are we going to do? America is our biggest money maker. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities.
stop there. Get Revelation 17 and 15.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Mind you, this is talking about America. America is known as a great melting pot, where you can find every person that's from various countries around the world in one place. We even have the 12 tribes of Israel that are over here in America. All 12 tribes.
Right. That was a point, right?
Yeah. Now, to prove that we got the 12 tribes over here on this side of the world, get that scripture where it says Judah and Ephraim were oppressed together. That's in Hosea, right? I think it's Jeremiah.
Yeah, I was thinking 50 and 33. I think he was talking about Hosea 5. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Wait, finish it.
Says their Redeemer is strong. The Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon.
So it said that Judah and Ephraim were oppressed together. That's talking about this place. Because you have the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom that are in this landmass. So when you go into the history of the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, they had already split. Because remember, the northern kingdom was brought into captivity during the Assyrian Empire, right? And then once they broke away from that, they said, to hell with this. We're going to go someplace else where never mankind dwelt, which is talking about America, which is where you get the indigenous people from that were already here first, before Columbus. And then later on, you had the southern kingdom Israelites, so-called Negroes, that were brought over from the transatlantic slave trade to this side of the world. So America is where all the tribes can be found. So this is a prophecy that we're reading. Keep going.
Like the Revelation, right? Where was that? Revelation 18 and 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her.
Yeah, live deliciously. Because I was watching a video. You know how much money that they made off of cotton, the cotton industry, back in the 1800s?
I don't imagine.
They made up to $17 trillion.
So a profit.
100% profit. And that's just the South.
Right.
Why do you think the North was so jealous and they went to war with the South?
Right. It had nothing to do with actually, quote unquote, freeing the slaves. Right.
17 trillion.
Got motherfuckers look at Lincoln like he's a hero.
We never saw none of that money. We never got reparations.
Nothing.
The only thing we got was Jim Crow and segregation. Maybe segregation wasn't so bad.
That's when Jake was thriving, though.
Yeah, if he would have, been given like fair treatment. Because they say that the white bathroom was better than the black bathrooms back then in the South. It was cleaner.
Said the white water, the black water fountains, the water was hot.
Yeah. So, could you picture us living in a separate society where we're thriving and we have everything that we want and we can't complain about?
Right.
That's the kingdom of heaven, really.
Right.
You're going to be walking down the street, and could you imagine you seeing an Edomite just walking freely, living deliciously like how they are today? Imagine walking down the street, you see an Edomite, he's in vacation mode, he's living life, he's loving it. And we in the kingdom. You're going to be looking at him sideways like, why is you working?
Right. Who let him out?
So whenever they see us, they gotta have to bow down to us.
Right.
They can't look us in the
can't
eye.
look us
They
in the
gotta
eye,
have their head down. You know how it was in the old slave movies.
They're gonna refer to us as my Lord,
Master.
Revelation 18:7 says, "How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord's power who judgeth her."
Let you explain that.
Yeah, that's talking about, the destruction. At the end, because they're so proud now. But in those last days, they're going to really be broken down to the lowest common denominator.
Right. Now get Joel 3:19.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 19. "Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness."
So this is code for America.
"For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed. For I, the Lord Yahweh, dwelleth in Zion."
Yeah, so when the Lord rescues us, when we get paid back against Esau, Edom, and the other nations, we're going to be living prosperous. Our children are going to be blessed. We're going to be blessed. It's going to be no more oppression. No more us being in the bottom, just waking up to a nightmare every day. We've been through generations of trauma, and we're still standing as a nation. People. That speaks volumes in and of itself. There's nobody on this earth that's as resilient as the 12 tribes of Israel.
That was it, huh?
So with that, we're going to close. Shalom.
Shalom.